We have been reporting for weeks now that migrants are camping out here at the border near San Isidro without food or water, waiting to be processed into the processing centers around San Diego County. And even more shocking for one Escondido family, this is their driveway this morning. You can see this concrete barrier is completely destroyed. There is shattered glass everywhere, and their car is even damaged. Another step towards a piece of space landing right here off of the shore of San Diego. 4 U.S. sailors hopped off of this capsule here. Next, it'll be astronauts. This opening in the border wall is one of the areas volunteers say that migrants are crossing through. Some are leaving behind their clothing and even personal documents. It's really impacting these 3 homes here. You can see the landslide from this homeowner's backyard, leaving behind a ladder and even his HVAC unit. I mean, what better way to ring in the 4th of July holiday weekend than with perfect beach weather? You can see that the sun is shining over this boat here. Hundreds of new laws take effect in California when the new year starts Monday. Here are some of the biggest changes. Employees cannot get fired for using marijuana outside of work. On Friday, officers say they responded to a call of a dead body inside a freezer. ABC 10 News reporter Perla Shaheen went to the area today. Perla, what did neighbors have to say? And San Diegans are trying to make our roads safer after a crash on Friday night that left 2 children dead. Police were chasing a speeding driver until he crashed into a tree. The tree fell onto another car, causing it to burst into flames. 2023 was a unique year along the San Diego border. Can you break down some of the trends that you saw?
And it is a chilly morning, but we're going to warm up super quick, which I'm excited about.
Yep, it's going to be the warmest day of the week, so enjoy it while you can. Let's start off with some great views out of our sky cams. Taking a look at Del Mar, Dog Beach, and Fallbrook. The sun is up. That means it is time to grab that cup of coffee and head on that morning walk. You're waking up to 52 degrees in San Diego. Looking at our future cast here, this low pressure is moving in and it's going to bring some rain, gusty winds, and cooler temperatures. So let's pinpoint that rain. It's really creeping over us at 7 a.m., really impacting the North County. But by 9 a.m., you can see it's pretty widespread, impacting most of the county. Some of the bigger cells in the Julian area, down even in Chula Vista. We do have high surf to talk about. A high surf advisory begins Thursday. It'll last all the way until Monday. We could see sets anywhere from 9 to 12 feet, but we could see surf up to 15 feet at times. Some strong rip currents. Now, these are dangerous conditions. Let's break down the high tide. Starting Thursday, it's almost 6 feet just after 9 o'clock in the morning. Wind speeds right now sitting at 18 miles per hour in Imperial Beach, 16 miles per hour in San Diego, 10 miles per hour in Ramona. Let's talk about those gusts. Right now, they're sitting at 33 miles per hour in Mount Laguna, 36 miles per hour in Julian, 30 miles per hour in Ocotillo Wells. As we head into the early afternoon hours, they'll let up just a bit there. We're going to actually see our wind direction shift as we head into the early work week. You'll see some easterly flow rather than this westerly flow that we have been experiencing. Those Santa Anas are really going to affect our coastal slopes. It's a cool, breezy day in the small border town Jacumba. Migrants are camped around fires created to keep them warm.
We arrived today in the morning.
It's the first stop on a roostrum's journey in the United States, just like it's been for thousands of others over the past 7 months.
I can feel in the air the freedom already, but I'm gonna see how it goes through the city and countries, through the states.
He and the dozens of other migrants in the makeshift camp wait here in tents until Border Patrol agents pick them up for the next leg of the journey.
It's really shocking to me to see this in the United States, where I know the resources exist to bring people indoors.
Erica Pinheiro runs Al Otro Lado, one of the nonprofits helping migrants while they wait.
We're providing 2 meals a day. We come out with blankets and jackets at night, and then volunteers and mutual aid groups are also building some of the shelters that you see behind you.
After migrants leave the site, they'll end up at a processing center. Many will then arrive at the Migrant Welcome Center in San Diego. SBCS is the organization running the site. It says it's at risk of running out of money come December 31st. The spending is something Pinheiro questions.
So I believe that the $3 million that has already been given to the Welcome Center has been spent far too quickly. There needs to be more accountability around those funds.
In October, the County Board of Supervisors gave SBCS its first round of funding. The board will decide Tuesday if the Welcome Center will get another $3 million to continue operations into the new year. SBCS says most of the money has been spent on transporting and feeding migrants. The funding is something Supervisor Jim Desmond is against. He says it's a federal issue. Pinheiro says that the board should look at allocating some of the money to campsites like the one she helps at.
But also should be sending in medical. They should really take more responsibility for what's happening here on county land.
Pinheiro says her organization is providing food, clothing, and shelter to the same
training migrants at a fraction of the cost, spending about $150,000 a month.
What about your heart, Dorian? Is it stronger than this T-Rex now?
Yeah!
Like many 6-year-olds, Dorian has the energy to keep him going for days.
He's definitely into dinosaurs and trains, and he likes to build things.
But time in the park on a sunny day wasn't always possible for him.
Dorian, what does your shirt say? The strongest hearts have scars. Do you have scars?
A little bit.
Dorian's undergone 8 heart surgeries so far.
His story actually started when I was pregnant. They found out he didn't have a normal sized heart when they went to go do his measurement. They figured out it was kind of backwards.
His mom, Crystal, says since the day he was born, he's been in and out of Rady's Children's Hospital. At the end of 2021, he went into a big surgery his mom hoped would correct his heart.
Make the blood flow to the heart where it's supposed to go, and the oxygen, blood, and everything where they're supposed to go. It failed.
He spent another stint in the hospital and then continued to recover at home from some lingering blood clots.
April 5th, they said that they wanted to admit him again because the blood clots were not dissolving or anything, they just grew.
That's when they turned to transplant talk.
He was slowly dying in front of our eyes.
By May, Dorian's parents got the call that their little one would have a real shot at life.
We were shaking. We were like in disbelief that it happened so quickly.
As a mom, I'm sure every time that Dorian had to go into surgery, your heart stopped for a minute.
Those 12 hours of surgery were absolutely nerve-wracking. We didn't sleep.
Crystal is grateful to the donor's family and is open to meeting them.
If you would like to hear your child's heart, you can.
Looking at her son, full of life 10 months later, she says he means the world to her.
I feel very blessed with him. He is my miracle baby.
Ciara Encinas, ABC 10 News. Lakeside is going to be representing at the World Series come Friday. Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Kevin Ginkel graduated from El Capitan in 2012. And he doesn't forget where he comes from. He wore these cleats in the big leagues. 11 years ago, Kevin Ginkel was dominating the Vaqueros baseball field. Just like these players.
I knew he was something special.
His varsity baseball coach, Steve Vickery, is talking about his pitch.
How does Kevin not get hit? He goes, Coach, you're going to have to come stand behind me on his next bullpen. And I went down to the bullpen the next time he threw, and his ball would back then would move 6 or 8 inches. It had late life, and you know, a hitter might think that he's squaring something off, but the ball would just tail off the end.
Vickery is so proud of Ginkel's career that continued at Southwestern College, then the University of Arizona, where he played in a College World Series, and now to the big leagues.
Hey, Kevin, this is Coach Vic. Just want to call and say a nice job. Love the way you're competing on the mound. And
he even picked up the phone to call Kevin and wish him luck as he takes on the Rangers for a title.
Anyway, keep up the good work, buddy.
One thing about Ginkel, he hasn't forgotten his East County roots. The Vaqueros' current head coach, Jonathan Myers, says he and his family continue to give back to the school.
So this glove was his glove when he started his career. His parents came by one day and said they wanted to give back to the program. And so this glove was one of his gloves that he's used, so I keep it in our locker room here.
He also wore custom El Capitan cleats in the big leagues and left some autographed D-backs gear at the school. The school is now looking to give back to him in a big way by potentially adding him to the El Capitan Hall of Fame.
I think it's time that we add another one to that wall here soon.
Game 1 of the World Series is Friday evening, and let me tell you, the El Capitan baseball team is going to be watching and cheering on their hometown guy. Ciara Encinas, ABC 10 News.